Don't be fooled by North Carolina's sweet image. North Carolina often presents a charming front: pristine beaches, major universities, and lively tourist towns that seem to define the state's character. But beyond the spotlight, hidden from most travel brochures, are small towns that appear peaceful on the map, yet are quietly gasping for breath. Old buildings are still treated as historical landmarks, and local festivals still go on each year, but behind those traditions lie deeper struggles. The local economy in these places has stalled, jobs have slowly disappeared, and crime rates feel sharper and more personal simply because the population is so small. If you had to point to the bleakest spot in North Carolina, Scotland Neck would almost always be near the top of the list. Once proudly known as the crossroads of the Roanoke, this town used to thrive as a 19th century trade hub thanks to its strategic location near the Roanoke River. But today, with a shrinking population of only about 1,600 to 2,000 people, the town is slowly fading, especially as younger generations leave and never look back. The economic pressure here is intense. The median household income is only around $18,000, making it one of the lowest in the entire state. Nearly 48% of residents live below the poverty line. That hardship is visible everywhere, in the empty storefronts downtown, in the growing number of abandoned homes, and in the quiet that hangs over the streets. When you calculate crime per capita, the numbers appear alarmingly high, a common pattern in towns where the population is small, but the challenges are big. If Scotland Neck feels like a town slowly being left behind, Red Springs feels like one that's stuck, frozen in place with no clear path forward. Here, the median household income hovers around $20,000, far below the North Carolina average. About 39% of the town's residents live in poverty, making it one of the most economically vulnerable small towns in the eastern region of the state. Jobs are scarce and stagnant. The local economy is mostly made up of small service roles, basic retail positions, and low-wage work that offers little room to grow. Located in Robeson County and home to roughly 3,200 people, Red Springs has shown little to no significant development over the years. It hasn't collapsed, but it also hasn't moved forward. And that feeling of being directionless is exactly what keeps it stuck on lists of the state's most troubled towns. Maxton feels like an open wound, raw, visible, and difficult to ignore. Once a proud tobacco trade hub, it even carried the nickname Little Town, Big History. But now, with a population of just around 2,100 people, Maxton ranks consistently near the bottom in almost every major social and economic metric across North Carolina. The town's crime data paints a clearer picture of its reputation. According to FBI uniform crime reporting from the past year, Maxton recorded about 28 total criminal incidents, including 5 violent crimes. That may not sound like much, but in per capita terms, it's equivalent to roughly 1,300 crimes per 100,000 residents, with violent crime alone at about 230 per 100,000. The absolute numbers may be small, but in a town this size, the impact feels close, personal, and hard to escape. This small town is known as the Pearl of the Carolinas for its location along the Pungo River, which makes it a center for local fishing. Belhaven gives another image of a small town that seems calm, but is actually dealing with deep structural challenges. This town in Beaufort County is home to around 1,400 people, with a median age of about 47, older than many other towns in North Carolina, showing that many residents have stayed long-term. About 45.5% of residents live below the poverty line. more than double the state poverty rate. Houses are relatively cheap, but many people still struggle to cover basic needs. Belhaven isn't associated with urban chaos, but crime data shows it's not a quiet town with no issues. FBI reports show a total crime rate of 2,000 per 100,000 people. After seeing the chronic poverty in Belhaven, Weldon shows a slightly different picture. Not totally broken, but not growing in a healthy way either. Official crime data from the 2024 FBI UCR shows an interesting pattern. Property crimes, theft, vandalism, car theft stand out, with 38 incidents and about 2,780 per 100,000 people, according to FBI data. With a population of around 1,400, this small Halifax County town has slowly lost residents in recent years, reflecting a common trend in many small towns across North Carolina. Economically, Weldon is a tough place. The median household income is about $38,700, roughly half the state median and well below the national average. Around 25% of the population lives below the poverty line, higher than the U.S. average. Lumberton shows another side, a larger town, but with more complex problems. The issues here don't come from one source, but from a mix of high poverty, real crime, and limited job opportunities. With a population of around 19,000, Lumberton is the seat of Robeson County and faces serious economic and social challenges. About 31% of people live below the poverty line. This high poverty rate is reflected in the number of vacant homes and shuttered businesses, especially in the downtown area. On crime, 2024 FBI UCR data shows Lumberton has serious issues, a violent crime rate of about 580 per 100,000 residents, including murder, robbery, and aggravated assault. Property crime is higher, around 2,300 per 100,000, including car theft and home burglary. Kinston offers a different perspective. A mid-sized town that once thrived on industry, now struggling to sustain its economy. With a population of about 19,500, Kinston is the seat of Lenoir County and was once known for its tobacco and textile industries. But factory closures and outsourcing have cost many residents their jobs, leaving the town in a long economic decline. Kinston's economy is under pressure. Nearly 1/3 of its population lives below the poverty line, a very high rate compared to the NC average of around 12%. Many homes sit vacant, and small businesses have closed, showing the loss of industry. On top of that, Kinston has a property crime rate of 2,400 per 100,000 residents. Whiteville is also called the Pearl of the Carolinas, thanks to its rich history, including historic architecture and ongoing local festivals like the Columbus County Fair. Ironically, a town once seen as a symbol of regional prosperity is now a clear example that history and cultural heritage don't always mean economic or social stability. With a population of about 4,700, this town is the seat of Columbus County, once driven by farming and small trade. But with a declining population and limited jobs, Whiteville has struggled to grow. Financially, the town is under serious pressure. The median household income is about $38,000, well below North Carolina's average, which is close to $70,000. If Whiteville feels quiet but historic, Yanceyville presents a small town more clearly trapped in economic hardship. Located in Caswell County, Yanceyville is a small county seat with a population of around 2,300. In the past, it was a center of local trade and government, but now most businesses have closed or relocated, leaving little economic activity. Financially, the town faces serious strain. The median household income is about $28,600, far below the state average, and around 34% of the population lives under the poverty line, making Yanceyville one of the poorest small towns in North Carolina. Many families rely on public assistance, while job opportunities, especially in industry and professional services, are very limited. After exploring Yanceyville, Laurinburg offers the picture of a small town with a larger population, but equally heavy socio-economic challenges. Although Laurinburg is home to St. Andrews University, a center of education and culture, the university isn't strong enough to offset the city's economic decline, though it remains a key part of the town's identity and history. Economically, Laurinburg is struggling. The median household income is around $39,000, well below the state average, while about 32% of the population lives below the poverty line. Vacant homes and closed small businesses reflect the long-standing economic pressure. Educated youth tend to move to bigger cities, leaving behind an aging population and few job opportunities. Chadbourn is known as the strawberry capital of North Carolina, thanks to its annual Strawberry Festival, the liveliest event for the community. But Chadbourn is also an example of a town that is nearly stalled. Located in Columbus County, it has a population of about 1,500, and its numbers have steadily declined over the past few decades. Many young families have left, leaving behind an aging community and limited economic activity. Economically, Chadbourn faces serious pressure. The median household income is around $19,000, and about 50% of residents live below the poverty line. For crime, even though it's a small town, the per capita rates feel significant. According to the 2024 FBI UCR report, the violent crime rate is about 550 per 100,000 residents, and the property crime rate is about 1,900 per 100,000. In such a small community, each incident has a real impact, making public safety a concern. Following Chadbourn, Rowland shows another side of small-town challenges in North Carolina. Isolation that causes the local economy to almost stand still. Once known for tobacco farming and lumber production, Rowland's economy used to thrive on these industries. Today, most of them are gone, and the town now relies on small businesses and limited local trade. Located in Robeson County, Rowland has a population of under 1,000, and the downward trend is clear. The town is in tough shape. The median household income is about $31,000, far below North Carolina's average of around $70,000, and about 33% of residents live below the poverty line. In terms of crime, Rowland has a violent crime rate of 460 per 100,000 people and a property crime rate of 1,700 per 100,000. After Rowland, Tabor City shows another side of small-town life in North Carolina, more active on the surface, but still facing economic and social pressure. Tabor City is known as the Azalea City. The festival is one of the most lively moments for the community, but unfortunately, it's not enough to balance the ongoing struggles with poverty and the local economy. Located in Columbus County, Tabor City has a population of around 2,800 people. The town faces real challenges. The median household income is about $37,000, well below the North Carolina average, while around 40% of residents live below the poverty line. The economy is based on agriculture, small businesses, and low-wage jobs, which causes many young people to move to larger cities in search of better opportunities. Meanwhile, St. Paul's is a quieter small town in Robeson County, but it still faces serious economic and social challenges. With a population of around 2,100, St. Paul's once thrived through textile industries and local factories, but most have now closed or scaled down, leaving the town with limited job options. Economically, the town is still struggling. The median household income is about $33,000, far below the North Carolina average, and around 38% of the population lives below the poverty line. Many residents work in service jobs or light industry, with few opportunities for younger generations to stay and grow. And finally, Lucama is an example of a small town that feels quiet on the surface but faces real economic challenges. Located in Wilson County, Lucama has a population of around 1,100 people. Despite its size, the town has seen long-term economic stagnation. Many younger residents move to larger cities for school or work, leaving behind an aging community. Lucama is under pressure. The median household income is about $34,000, lower than the state average, while around 26% of residents live below the poverty line. The local economy depends on farming, small trade, and limited service jobs, offering few options for young workers. Crime data highlights ongoing social challenges. According to the 2024 FBI UCR report, the violent crime rate is 350 per 100,000 residents, and the property crime rate is 1,600 per 100,000.